I am here with Kirk Cousins. Kirk, I am so excited to talk to you. I've wanted to for a long time. And so you're here with Sleep Number. What are you doing with them?
Yeah, Sleep Number's based in Minnesota, and I sleep on a Sleep Number 360 smart bed. I'm a huge believer in their products, and obviously we've talked a lot about Tom Brady's longevity at 43 years old, playing in the Super Bowl, and I think so much of his longevity and other players like Drew Brees and Philip Rivers, who just recently retired. I think it goes back to your habits and really your sleep quality. And I think Tom Brady would say that himself. He's been very disciplined with the way that he sleeps. And so for me, going into year 10, I'm looking at those guys and I want to last as long as they have. I want to play deep into my 30s, hopefully maybe even into my 40s. And so it starts with having great sleep, not only in season, but also in the off season and building those habits and stacking up those days night after night after night. And so I use the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. I also use the Sleep IQ score on the Sleep Number app, and it enables me to get an objective reading with an actual score of how I slept each and every night. And so I think it's a competitive advantage for me as a football player, but it helps me not only on the field but off the field just to be the best person I can be.
Totally. And how many hours of sleep a night do you get?
I try to get 9. I'm going to bed usually around 9 p.m. and most days I'm getting up around 6 or 6:30. And if I'm not up by 6:30, my boys are waking me up pretty quickly after that. So the one challenge is it does make me have to go to bed early so I can get my sleep in. But I do think that a big piece of staying healthy and playing well goes back to consistently night in and night out getting 9 hours of sleep. And it takes discipline, but it certainly is worth it when you get good results.
Totally. Speaking of performance, of discipline, I recently talked to Justin Jefferson, and he said of you, he takes way more heat than he really deserves. If you look at the numbers, he's on top of the league. He's the reason why I had 1,400 yards. How do you feel about the criticism and about playing with this team this year?
Well, it was kind of Justin to share that. And I think Justin's the biggest reason he had 1,400 yards. He's a special player, and we also did a great job with our system. Our coaches did a great job of finding ways to get him the football as defenses started to hone in on him and try to take him away. I'm excited about the upcoming year and what we're building in Minnesota. I think we have a good core group of veterans who still have a lot of great football left, and I think we do have also a good core young group of players who got a lot of significant playing time last season. And I think that'll serve us well as we look ahead into 2021.
Now, another very important thing that I have been dying to talk to you about for years, I asked Justin if you played any Creed in the locker room for the team this year. This is something I've written like many blog posts about your love of Creed. Do you actually love Creed, or is that a story that just got totally blown out of proportion by idiots like me?
So it's a little bit of both. I was just like everybody else in middle school listening to Creed, and in high school putting on Creed in the weight room. And to this day, I still think that those songs are good songs. And I don't think we need to make fun of Creed in that way. I think it's good music. That being said, when I first initially put it on social media that they played Creed in the weight room today and today was a good day, I wasn't really able to convey how much tongue in cheek the social post was. People took me a little bit more literally than I actually meant it. So it just spiraled out of control from there, as things tend to do. And now I've been known as the Creed guy. And many times I'll hop on an interview and they'll intro me in with, Creed guitar riffs. And so it's just kind of who I am now. And rather than stop it, I just kind of shrug my shoulders and roll with it. So I'm somewhere in the middle, I guess.
Kirk, that is a better answer than I ever could have dreamed of. Thank you. I love that you're leaning into being the Creed guy. Now, there is a Super Bowl happening. We've got new school with Patrick Mahomes. We've got old school Tom Brady. Where were you for Brady's first Super Bowl in February of 2002? Do you remember?
Absolutely remember. I was a seventh grader at Holland Christian Middle School, and I watched the game at a buddy's house. And I was pulling for the Rams and the greatest show on turf and Kurt Warner, and I couldn't believe they lost. And to think that someone who I'm now playing against and is 43 years old, I was in seventh grade when he won his first Super Bowl, just speaks to the longevity and the sustained success that he's had, and it certainly set a high bar for the rest of us that are trying to follow after him.
Well, as a Pats fan, it hurts me to hear you were cheering for the Rams, but I forgive you. What do you think is more impressive, what Patrick Mahomes is doing at 25 or what Brady is still doing at 43?
That's a great question. I've never been asked that before. I think what Tom's done at 43, you know, when I look at like his arm strength, he still has that arm talent that you would think would decline, but you know, his arm is as good as it's ever been, I think, when I watch the tape. Patrick is just a special talent. You know, I think his age is less relevant in how impressive he is as just when you watch his tape, the throws he makes, the creativity, off schedule, the tight windows, and yet the way he still can take care of the football and not turn it over. I mean, it's rare to see that much production, and certainly rare in only a few years in the NFL. I think he, you know, is a special talent, will be for many years. But if he's still doing it at 43, that's, I think, where you enter some rare territory and where Tom has positioned himself.
Totally. It's just Patrick Mahomes can kind of bend space and time, and Tom Brady defies time, so it's kind of got to call it even. Now, Kirk, I don't know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, but we're going to play a really quick game to see if I can guess. So we've got
Great,
new school and old school things. Rapid fire, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So, Vine or TikTok?
How about Vine?
Okay, we'll go Vine. NBA Jam or Fortnite?
NBA Jam.
Classic. Defense or offense?
Offense.
You don't say. Outcast or Migos?
Outcast.
All right, last one. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, absolutely.
Kirk, you are old school across the board. You think the Bucks are going to win the Super Bowl. Am I correct?
So I'm old school until it doesn't serve me well. And in that case, I'm new school, and I say the Chiefs are going to do it. I've watched too much Chiefs film this year to pick against them.
Wow, well, you heard it here first. We'll circle back and see if you're right.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to find out Sunday night.
We sure are. Thank you so much, Kirk. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and I really love that you're owning being the Creed guy.
I'm going to lean into that. Absolutely. Thanks, Charlotte.
Take care. Kirk. I'm out now, I think.
He left. Let me go figure out what happened.
No. As long as we got the Creed answer, the only thing that threw me off is there was an echo, so I hope.
I know, you were hearing yourself.
You did a good job.
Did I sound okay?
Yeah.
Sounded fine.